All right, so here is another list of upcoming anticipated movies, but this time around we're doing sequels, we're doing remakes, we're doing known properties, things that have already had other movies that we can rely on and understand like what to expect to some degree. We did a list of not remakes, no sequels, and now we're going to get into the known properties here. So first up, this is the movie that we might be seeing in the next couple days. You don't have to wait very long for this one. This is Lee Winnell's Wolfman.
Yes.
This thing kind of fell into production hell for a bit. Ryan Gosling was originally supposed to be the Wolfman. He worked very tirelessly on this one. Supposedly he was very involved in this film, and he was pretty bummed when it fell through and his scheduling and whatever. Finally, once it got back to Lee Winnell directing, because he left for a while and someone else was brought in, and I was kind of uninterested, but Ryan Gosling had me interested, and then Ryan Gosling left and I was like, okay, now I'm completely uninterested. But then Lee Winnell came back and we got Christopher Abbott replacing him, which I really like Christopher Abbott, so I was like, okay, that's fine. Then we threw in the addition of Julia Garner, and I was like, okay, now I'm all back in with Lee Winnell and Julia being in this. Ryan Gosling is still on as a producer because I guess he was so involved in this that he wanted to continue to be part of it to some degree.
Okay.
But I will always wonder what it would have been like with Gosling, who is my personal favorite actor of the modern era. So such a shame that this won't happen with Gosling, but you know, we'll see what we get with this. It's probably going to be the same film, just with a different actor.
Yeah.
But Christopher Abbott is no schlub. I really like him, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I am too.
You know,
I'm excited for it.
Lee Winnell is one of the most consistent horror filmmakers in Hollywood. He's directed some fantastic films. Another adaptation of a Universal monster movie, of course, with The Invisible Man. One of my favorite adaptations of recent memory.
Yeah, I really like
Reinventing
that.
something. He made the phenomenal Upgrade, which is one of the best sci-fi movies in recent memory.
That one's really fun.
He's created so many popular horror franchises, whether it's Saw or Insidious. You know, the guy's worked on so many things. So I have full faith in him as a director, and I can't wait to see what he does with Wolfman. So we only have 2 days to wait for that one.
Yay.
All right, next up we've got Megan 2.0. We were big fans of Megan.
We really liked Megan.
We were supposed to get this last year, but it got pushed, and that's fine by me. I think that as long as it's for quality reasons, and they're just like, no, we need to iron things out. It's not problems behind the scenes, and they're like shelving it and this and that. No, that doesn't feel like that. This felt more like we wanted to take a little more time to make sure it's right. We do have Allison Williams returning as well as Violet McGraw. So we are getting the same director, the same cast. This one comes out June 27th, but no idea yet on a plot. But I'm assuming Megan's coming back for revenge and she's got an upgrade.
Yeah, I can only assume she's had an upgrade.
Yeah. I love the first one.
I do too. I think it's like a really fun and exciting one.
Very memorable.
Yes.
Very iconic look.
Yes.
So yeah, I know some people are down on it, but I was a big fan of it.
We liked it.
Next up, we have the 7th film in the Jurassic Park franchise with Jurassic World Rebirth. This one I'm excited for because it's starring not only Scarlett Johansson, but also has Gareth Edwards coming on to direct it. He's coming off of his film The Creator, which we got to see, which we both really enjoyed. I'm a big fan of Gareth Edwards as a director. Rogue One, of course, is one of my favorite Star Wars films. I think he's a very cool filmmaker. I'm very curious to see how much horror he's going to bring into this. From what I've read, this is going to be the most horror of the Jurassic Park films, which is exciting because I think that Jurassic Park lends itself very well to the horror genre.
I do too.
Since these like as they kind of describe them in the films, they're these like freak show, carnival, sideshow type of freaks that they've created. Like InGen has made
Oh,
these like
sure. They're not
monsters.
I just saw a post recently about how like kind of ingenious it is for Jurassic Park to like there's this built-in, the dinosaurs aren't super accurate dinosaurs
Correct.
because they use all of this like chimera
Frog
DNA and
DNA,
stuff.
yeah.
So it's like they have this kind of perfect situation to create monsters and create all these different variations to make new and exciting dinosaurs that aren't, really dinosaurs,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like the Jurassic Park films a lot, and I'm excited for it, of course.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see them kind of veer off into a totally new thing. We had watched even the TV series,
Yeah.
the animated stuff, which I really enjoy. So the Jurassic Park franchise has been going strong for a long time, and isn't just in film. There's also a TV show called Camp Cretaceous, as well as Chaos Theory after, and those are enjoyable. And I'm very much looking forward
Hmm.
to see what Gareth Edwards can bring to this franchise. So, anyway, next up we have the reboot. This is kind of like a, you know, in response to Scream having this reboot, bringing back this popular '90s slasher film. We have I Know What You Did Last Summer. Much like Scream, it looks like this is just going to have the same fucking title as the original film, which is super annoying. Obviously, there was the original two, and then that garbage ass third one. I don't even think you ever saw, which you
No.
never need to see. I
I
what?
still know what you did.
No, I'll always know
Oh,
what you did
I'll
last
always
summer. I
know.
still know what you did last summer
Is the
is the
second.
actual sequel
Oh, okay, yeah.
with Brandy and whatnot.
Yeah.
This is a franchise I'm not big on, but I am very much looking forward to seeing a reboot bringing back, Jennifer Love Hewitt,
Hmm.
as well as Freddie Prinze Jr. Shout out to Kanan Jarrus from Star Wars Rebels. I am stoked to see what they bring
Yeah.
with this reboot.
Yeah, I'm interested.
For the
Of
modern
course.
era.
Hmm.
What are we going to do this time around? Because we did,
Yeah,
if you remember, in the first one, it's Ben, and
right.
then there's Ben's son, play on words.
It,
From my memory, it's been a long while since I've seen him, but I thought they killed off both Ben and Ben's son,
I don't remember.
in the end.
We should probably rewatch them
We will.
before.
We will.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, I think this is just a kind of a common thing now is that these like 90s horror movies are getting remade, or even 80s horror movies, and
mhm.
I think that can be good and bad for a lot of different reasons, right? Like if you like it, it's great. If you end up enjoying the film, it's a really good thing, but if you don't, then you hate it.
Yeah, I'm calling
So
it
it just
now.
depends.
It's Ben's grandson.
Okay, his grandson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a relation
Ben's
to Ben.
grandson.
All right, next up, we've got a very exciting film comes out. I Know What You Did Last Summer comes out July 18th. I don't know if I said that. And then July 2nd for Jurassic World, if I didn't say that. I don't know if I said dates on either of those.
I don't know.
Next up, a very, very exciting sequel that I cannot be more excited for. This is 28 years later. Danny Boyle coming back to direct. This is one of three. They already have the second one called The Bone Temple filmed. So 2 of the 3 are already ready to roll.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of the movies previous to this. I know a lot of people are down on the second one nowadays. I feel like that's gotten a lot of hatred in recent years. But I've always enjoyed both of them. And
Yeah,
with this having Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jodie Comer, and Ralph Fiennes, and having a really kick-ass trailer.
Oh yeah, the trailer is super cool.
And the fact that they're shooting 3 films back to back, I have so much faith in this project.
Yeah, I think that the 28 Days Later zombies are like some of the scariest zombies.
Oh,
in
careful!
Film.
Don't call them zombies.
Sorry,
people get really pissed off about that. They're
infected. Whatever. But I mean, as a concept, I guess, yeah, if you're gonna split it and be like, but anyway, to me, they're the scary, like kind of the scariest ones out there. They're just so fast and terrifying,
Yeah.
and I have always really liked the first two films, and I think that the trailer for this is definitely one of the like most memorable ones. So that like for this upcoming year, the
Mhm.
like poem that's used, I guess, was I was seeing all this stuff online about people saying that this was like a poem that was used for like psychological torture, which I don't know. I didn't look into it any more than I just saw like it mentioned here and there. But I think it's really cool, and it kind of gets stuck in your head after you've watched it a little bit. So
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I love the trailer.
yeah.
Very excited for this one. Can't
Mhm.
wait. June 20th. All right, next up, another franchise I love. I think has probably the most underrated kills in all of horror. This franchise is known for its kills, and they're gruesome as fuck. And so I am so excited for another Final Destination. We have Final
Mm.
Destination Bloodlines supposedly coming out May 16th. We haven't seen a trailer or anything, but I anytime a Final Destination comes out, I'm there. I'm
Mhm.
so into this franchise. It's been a long time since we've seen one, and that's a shame. They can make these endlessly. We can make 15 more of these, and I am here for every one of them. Final Destination, Bloodlines, sign me up.
Yeah, it's one of the better like gimmicks for a horror film, I think.
It was
Because it's
originally
just
a X-Files episode. That's how it
oh
got created.
oh okay.
Yeah.
Was this one
It
we've
was
seen?
it was an unused X-Files
Oh,
episode
okay.
script
Yeah, that's
that got
cool.
turned into a Final Destination movie.
Oh, that's really cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I like that a lot. But yeah, it's a fantastic gimmick. I think you can just kind of do so much with it. Obviously, it sort of lets itself be like
It's
an
the same plot
endless.
every
It's the same
movie,
plot every movie,
but
but there's like you can do so much variation,
yeah.
like as far as like the kills and the situations and all of that. And I think that that's ultimately what you're going to these films for is to see those situations.
I just
So
like the Rube Goldberg
yeah,
mechanics of the
yeah, and
death.
it is one of those kind of like, just kind of has a great philosophical like, can you cheat death? Right?
Yeah,
It's a pretty um, timeless kind of question, I guess.
yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting.
Shout out to the acrobatic death,
Oh yeah, we always
and
talk about this
that's the
one. It's
gnarliest kill in the
awful.
franchise.
Don't do
Don't do it. I did
gymnastics.
it. Gymnastics.
Just don't.
All right, another movie may or may not come out. It didn't come out last year. This is also on our anticipated list from last year, but did not happen. This is Saw 11. Will this
Hmm.
actually happen this year? It seems to be in rights issues right now. There's a lot of fighting between the producers or something. I don't know. This might be one that gets stuck in development
Hmm.
till hell. But right now, it still has a September 26th release date. I wouldn't hold my breath. It's such a shame they can't get this off the ground, but it's Saw. Of course, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I talked to Marcus Dunstan and I did an interview with him. He said he was working on the script, so they're definitely working on it. But whether it gets
Yeah.
made and like I don't know how much of it's been filmed. Is it done? Is it ready to go?
Yeah.
Like, is it just rights issues? Like, I don't know.
I don't know either,
So
but excited for it if we ever see
yeah.
it.
All right. Next up, we've got The Conjuring Last Rites. This
Hmm.
is September 5th. Um,
Yay.
I'm 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 optimistic, but I'm not super like excited. I'm anticipating it because I like the first two so
Yeah.
much. Unfortunately, Michael Chavez, who directed the La Llorona movie as well as the third Conjuring
Uh.
Devil Made Me Do It movie, is directing this one as well. And we did
Mm,
not care for the third one,
yeah,
and
we didn't.
and I didn't really like La Llorona that much. So the fact that he's returning bums me out.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love the first two. I do want to revisit the third one again and just kind of give it another chance. Because, obviously I think like Ed and Lorraine Warren, like kind of the most one of the most iconic to me like horror couples.
Yeah,
They have it's just, you cannot go wrong with them. And yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't know if I don't even know if they're in this. I'm assuming they
yes.
are. Okay. Because I was gonna say, like, if they're not in that, it would be weird, but
September 5th,
okay.
supposedly. We'll see. All right, next up, we've got a new Predator movie, Predator Badlands. This is November 7th, stars Elle Fanning, and is being directed by the same director from Prey.
Mm.
So sign me up. That's all I need to know.
I mean, I will watch it, of course. I'm not like a huge Predator fan at all. I really liked Prey though.
Mm-hmm.
So and I like Elle Fanning.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Next up, we got The Black Phone,
Mm.
October 17th. This is the same cast and crew. We got Scott Derrickson returning as director. We got the whole same cast, Mason Thames, the McGraw sister. We've got, Jeremy Davies. We've got Ethan Hawke somehow. Now,
Somehow, yeah.
somehow, I don't know, because the movie deals with ghosts,
Yes.
right? So he dies. He's a ghost, I would assume. So it's
Yeah.
not really that far fetched to think that he could be in the sequel, since the movie very heavily deals with the supernatural and ghosts calling him on a phone. So I would assume the grabber starts calling him
Yeah.
on the black phone and, ends up in his room or something. Who knows?
Oh
But
no.
or
not
maybe he takes
not the
after him. Maybe
grabber in my
because
room.
maybe he comes, maybe he becomes
Yeah.
a killer later in life.
Maybe. That would be pretty
I
wild.
doubt it,
I doubt that
since it's
too.
Mason Thames again, and he doesn't look that much older. But
No.
whatever. I'm assuming the grabber is going to be calling him, or maybe the past victims and the grabber will be calling him to like have him try to go find people that he had in other houses.
Maybe.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know. I did
We
not this is a movie that like I did not ever think a sequel would be
never.
needed at all. Like so I'm pretty skeptical about it, but of course I'll give it a shot.
Here's one that I know you knew was a sequel is coming, and you couldn't be more excited for. This one's more for Kaylee than myself. I enjoyed the first one, but Kaylee is the one for sure on this one. This comes out December 5th, and this is Five Nights at Freddy's
Yay!
2. Same
Yes.
director, same cast. Uh,
I'm excited.
the
I'm
yeah,
super excited.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean they have so much that they can do with the Five Nights at Freddy's like franchise. Like there's just so much.
endless
Like
lore.
endless, yeah. So I'm very, very excited for this one. Of
Yeah.
course.
And
Yeah.
Scott Cawthon is coming back to write as well. So
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever have any Five Nights at Freddy's thing without him attached.
Oh
This
my
is his
god, yeah.
baby.
This is yeah. He's
Yeah. So for anyone who's huge into the lore is kind of endless.
yes.
Believe it or not, there is endless
So
lore
much.
with Five Nights at Freddy's. This could go on for 10 films. All right,
And
next.
TV shows.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. So next up, we've got The Bride. This is
Mm.
directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, stars her brother Jake, as well as Christian Bale.
Yeah.
This is September 26th. Of course, is a remake of The Bride of Frankenstein.
Mhm.
Know very little about it. We've seen an image of Christian Bale
Yeah.
as Frankenstein's monster. I'm assuming Jake is Frankenstein.
Yeah, I would
Dr. Victor
assume.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know a whole bunch, and I'm not a huge fan of Universal Monster movies, but I'll check this out.
Oh yeah, I definitely will. Yeah, I mean I think obviously it's kind of interesting with like Nosferatu and the Wolfman. Like I feel like there's this resurgence of people kind of remaking older classic horror films. So I'm interested in it.
Yeah, Universal's always trying to remake.
They want it. They're like, please, can we please bring it back?
They've tried to do the
But
Dark Universe like 10 times.
yeah.
So it's smart to just kind of do their own solo films, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. This one just has a release date of fall. So when this will come out remains to be seen. But we're supposedly getting the next film in the Fear Street movies, Prom Queen.
Ooh.
So excited for that. That should be
Yeah.
straight to Netflix. Fear Street films are a good time. So looking forward
Definitely.
to this. And I think it's being created by the same person who did the other three.
Nice.
Lastly, we have some movies here that may or may not come out. This is the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake, which we already had a Silent Night remake, which was not really a remake, but this one's supposed to be an actual remake, as well as the Return of the Living Dead remake, which we did get like a little tease of with Tarman recently. So we'll see if that gets made, but those are a couple I throw on at the end just because they're supposed to be coming out at this point, at some point this year. I don't know if they will.
Yeah.
But the other ones, they all have actual like release dates of 2025. These are like being hinted at 2025, but I don't know for sure. But there you go. Some sequels and some remakes to look forward to in 2025. I think between the first list and this list, we have about 25 or so films that I think are all, we'll definitely be watching every single one of these and reviewing them.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to some degree.
Yeah.
But like every year, the films that end up making our top, like especially like number one,
Oh, they're ones
they
we
like
just like.
never end up on these lists.
No, they're just they come out
They
of
come out of nowhere.
nowhere or something, and we're like,
Yeah, The Substance definitely was
yeah,
not on an anticipated
no,
list from the year before.
not at all.
Um, and then my number one of the year before that was um, I can't Pearl. Definitely, it was like 2022, right? And that was on my anticipated
I
list.
think
But
so.
number No One Will Save You. What was before that? No One Will Save You last 2 years ago
I don't
in
remember.
2023.
I don't remember what we had as number one, or if we had the same number
I don't
one.
think we did. I can't believe I'm not remembering. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it's
I'm
just we
rushing through
watched so
this because
much.
this battery is about to die
Oh
on my phone, and
no.
I don't want it to cut out before the end of the year. But I always notice that at least like 5 out of the 10 on our list at the end of the year, our
Are
top
like
10 lists, are movies that
unknown.
do not make lists
Yeah,
like this that I never even knew existed,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is exciting.
It is. It's like a little treat.
Yeah.
So
So anyway,
yeah.
all right. What are your guys' most anticipated films, remakes, sequels, television series, which is the next video we'll be doing? We got horror TV to look forward to as well. A lot of horror, and we're here to talk about it. So anyway, all right. We'll see you in the next one. Adios.
Bye.